Hey friends, this is part 3 of my Obstacles to a Reliability Culture series. This one's titled, We Have No Money to Get Started. I've asked for money to hire 2 planners. I've asked to hire 2 reliability engineers. I wanted to send my planners and reliability engineers and even supervisors to some reliability training. I tried to hire a PDM team. I tried to hire a contractor to do our PDM. I watched a lot of videos, Joe, on your kitting and staging position, kidder stager. Been denied that, to add a person for that. I wanted to clean up our crib and secure our crib, put some fencing up and some inventory control. I've been denied that. I wanted to train some craft people as lube techs or IR techs, level 1, level 2 even. You know, I wanted to upgrade some old equipment, some of our historic problem equipment that just keeps killing us year after year. I've asked to replace that, and I've been told no, etc., etc., etc. Hey folks, very common to get all excited about a reliability journey and then just start writing checks. Start asking for stuff and says, I want that. I need to get that in state. I need to get that to get it started. And you know, you run a total on this, I probably totaled over $1 million here, easy, at some locations, depending on how much money you're spending on equipment. But, you know, perhaps next year, you know, things will be better. This is a broken record. I hear this at the vast majority of plants starting their reliability journey. They feel constrained by money, and quite often, I'd say 90% of the time, they don't even start their journey because of a money problem. So this is a huge issue. Everything's put on hold, and frustration sets in, long work hours. People, you know, end up trading out, going to other jobs because they're just not satisfied. They don't feel like they're getting anything accomplished because they're told no on money. Hey, this is Joe Kuhn of Lean-Driven Reliability, bridging the gap between best practices that you know you should be doing and these obstacles. Today, we're talking about the obstacle of not having money to get started. You know, what options do you have? Hey, folks, if this is video 149 that I put out, and I have never said the starting place is money. Never said that. You got to get this flywheel of reliability and a reliability culture moving with the existing waste that's in your plant by understanding it and applying simple actions to that before you ask for money. That may be 6, 8 months, maybe a year down the road that you will be needing some investment. But I promise you, I've never gone into a plant, and I've been in deep dive, and I believe 33 of them now. I've never come out and said we need to start spending money first. Not one time. Every time there's significant waste that we can fix for free in just weeks, okay? And you do that by understanding the waste in your plant. Every single tool, every reliability tool, every one of these things I just rattled off is an attempt to reduce the waste in your plant. You know, make equipment run at quality, at design speed, last the life it's supposed to be, efficiency of people, problem solving. All that is to try to get the equipment to run at design capabilities, and which is, you know, everything short of that is waste. So you got to understand your waste first. Folks, you got to train yourself on the 7 forms of waste. This sounds remedial, this sounds elementary, but train yourself, hyper train yourself on the ability to go out on the shop floor and see waste. And once you do, it is everywhere. It is everywhere. And simple solutions will present themselves. I talk often about a process called chalk circle. Chalk circle means to go out to your most problem area and stand there for at least 4 hours. Best practice is 8 hours, 2 days, 3 days, even 2 weeks. I've gone as much as 2 weeks observing a process to intimately know the waste, which is free, okay? Go out there and create solutions that we can implement in the next 30, 60, 90 days. Extremely rare that I come up with ideas that cost money. And sometimes those are out past the 90-day time period. So, hey, don't believe you, Joe. Don't believe you. Okay, here's some examples. You know, excellent chance you're wrench time efficiency of your crews is under 20%. If you think it's above 20%, I'm going out on a limb and saying you're wrong. You're not measuring that correctly. The 33 plants that I've been into, none of them were above 20%. The ones that measured it, I would say 25 of those 33 measured it, and they thought they were in the 40 range. Okay, so grossly overstating their efficiency, and thus you're making bad decisions. You know, if you go in and do a PM Kaizen, which is free, go in and look at the number of people you have assigned to PMs, the frequency of your PMs. Is it you doing something every week? You doing it every month? And evaluate that. And is your PM based on failure mode, or is it based on fear? Failure mode means it's been engineered to, hey, you have to adjust the brakes on this system once a month. Fear is we had a quality incident in 1978 and we have a PM on that every week for the last 40 years. That's a PM based on fear and not on logic. And you got to believe the best practices. So PM Kaizen, huge. You should expect to reduce the PM work hours by 20% with a PM Kaizen. That's about a week's worth of work. You can get more than that, but 20% for 1 week of work. All those people freed up. You can fund a planner, okay? Fund a kit or stager based on that, okay? Fund the PDM team. This is exactly what I did. The plant, one plant I'm thinking about, big plant, we freed up 100,000 hours. That's 50 people, 50 FTEs. Here's another thing that's free, and that's free. PM Kaizen, free. Another thing that's free. Come up with a rule for pulling your PDM resources off PDM work. Very common in plants, they have a PDM team. Say you got 4 people doing diagnostics out there using UE, using oil analysis, using Vibe. Very common for them not to spend 40 hours a week doing that. They get pulled into outages, pulled into unplanned downtime. Create a rule that says the plant manager has to approve those people being pulled off PDM, that predictive work. Okay, you got to leverage that time of predictive work. You find something with oil analysis. Your solution is going to be 5% of the cost of a final failure. You have to keep them on PDM. And I have not found the plant. I'm 0 for 33 of a plant that had good rules for pulling PDM technicians. Okay, rules for pulling people off planned work. So the same thing. So you've got 5 people doing unplanned work, 10 people doing planned work. Whenever the trouble calls get too numerous, they pull the planned work crew. No, come up with rules that you can't do that. The people doing the unplanned work need to have a set of priorities that they're working off, repair equipment in the priority, and leverage the PM work. The PM today that you execute is going to prevent 10 hours of downtime next week, next month, next quarter. You got to do that. Free. It's free. That's a free thing to do, to create work rules. It's free to create expectations of planners. Planners, your job is to anticipate reg time in addition to getting the parts and working the schedule. Anticipate wrench time and countermeasure. That's free. Expectations that supervisors and planners meet at the end of each day to try to optimize the work that they just did today. How do we execute that better tomorrow? Free. Create a go and see culture by the lead team where you don't just believe everything you hear inside the conference room, but you have a practice at the end of each meeting to go out and see something that's a problem, see something that's been done well, see a solution that's been put in place. That go and see, all free. Okay. Expect a chalk circle observation. That's at least 4 hours. Maybe I would like to put in 8 to 16 hours of first-hand observation is required for every request that comes to the lead team. So if somebody wants to hire a person, they want to buy a new solution, they want to buy a piece of equipment, whatever it is, they have to have 16 hours of chalk circle observation as part of their data set. Give priority to PMs of historic problems. So all PMs are not the same. You have a PM on your drinking fountain, you have a PM on a ladder, you have a PM on a piece of guardrail. Now, safety ones aren't good examples, but you have PMs on some non-critical equipment, okay? And then you also have PMs on very critical equipment. Why not prioritize getting the lubrications done, or the motor lubrications done, or motor circuit analysis done on equipment. Prioritize the historic problems, those PMs, over all the PMs, to focus your efforts on the problem. Planning meetings need to be led by operations. Are you bringing operations in as the asset owner into your reliability program? If you're not, having asset owners drive it, you're going to be grossly limited on what you can accomplish with reliability. Again, this is all free. I haven't mentioned spending a dollar yet. Expectations of from production. What do you expect as far as an outage, and what conditions should the equipment be left in? What housekeeping should be done? How they should operate the equipment? How much protecting the 48-hour outage? All those things, that's all free. You can have a document that says this is how an outage is going to be conducted. This is our contract. Only after you exhaust all these free opportunities and establish credibility that you efficiently use resources should you ask for money. I wouldn't ask for money. This is hard to say, but as a general guideline, with the first 6 months of a reliability journey, you shouldn't ask for any money. You should be getting that flywheel turning by intimately understanding the waste at your plant through chalk circle observation, okay? And then once you start capturing money and you're at $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 saved just through pure efficiency, and you're funding your PDM team, and you got this flywheel going, then you may say, hey, I want to create a lube room, or hey, I want to send I want to send some people off to some training. We're going to do lubrication mediocrity or basics before we get into some higher order stuff. You can get 80% of the savings come from lubrication basics. The last 20% maybe come from some specialized training that you get. So, credibility, folks, it means everything. I've been a plant manager. Credibility, when you ask for something, when you're asking for $100,000 for this or $200,000 for that, I have to judge the credibility of your plan versus the credibility of a plan from production, from quality, from environmental, from the community. All these things are coming at me as a plant manager, and I have to dole out the precious resources of the plant that I can trust to get the job done. And quite frankly, most maintenance organizations have no credibility. They're not using their resources efficiently today. So why would I consider investing in them in the future? Okay, why would I say, hey, trust me, we can improve if you only give me this next $100,000? It's credibility means everything, folks. And most people want to take on a reliability journey are looking for a shortcut. And the shortcut is give me money. I do believe there's a shortcut, but it's from intimately knowing your waste and surgically applying simple actions, most often free actions, to that waste to get those results. Having no money, folks, is an excuse. And worse, to me, when you say you need money to begin your reliability journey, that's an admission on your part that you do not understand the plant's waste, you do not understand reliability. I know that's tough to hear, but if you say I have to have money to get started, I'm telling you that's the same as you saying I do not understand. I'm ignorant on reliability. And folks, you can be better than that. I got 150 videos out there. I got a free DIY do-it-yourself reliability journey. Got a book out there. Hey, the book will cost you $14.99, so I guess your reliability journey does cost almost $15. Money will be needed, folks, but only ask for it after credibility. And that's no sooner than 6 months into your reliability journey, and you already have the flywheel turning. So folks, begin your journey. If I can help you out in any way, send me a comment, send me an email. I respond to 100% of those. I'm here to help you. Thank you. Bye.